You are a consultant
Yeah.
also, and you've consulted for organizations to set up broadcast platforms.
That's right.
What are the lessons that you've drawn from your experience consulting for people over the last 2-3 decades, particularly, that those who want to go into that business today
Yes,
should
yes.
be wary of or should take cognizance of?
Yeah. Well, the lessons I've learned, quite a lot of them, but let me just mention one or two.
Yes. Let's have a list of them.
Most people who are sponsors or who are, if you like, stakeholders or who set up FM stations these days, they do it as a status symbol. When you are setting up a station, most of them expect result on investment or return on investment within about 5-6 months.
6 months.
You don't expect return on investment in this kind of a project in the first 2 years, for 3 years. Why?
At the very least or at the very most?
At the very least.
2 years.
Yes. Reason is that this is a station that could last a lifetime, that will succeed you. Why don't you ensure that the foundation is very solid? You know, there's a station in Ibadan that I started. I think that one has a very solid structure.
Radio, TV?
Radio, FM
radio
station. And that's why it still exists today. And the structure is
15
very
years
strong.
after.
Yeah. And it's very, very, it's very, very solid.
So your advice to would-be entrepreneurs in the media, particularly broadcast media, is to project a 2-3 year gestation period.
That's right.
In those 2-3 years, what should they be doing?
You are building the foundation.
With content, with structure, processes,
staff.
So you'll be pouring money in and nothing will come out.
No.
That's difficult for a businessman to swallow.
No. When you buy a vehicle for transport,
yes,
you buy it for, let's say, a bus, and you buy it for, let's say, 30 million.
30 million.
And you are hoping that 30 million should be able to rake in the same 30 million in 6 months. You are deceiving yourself. As you are making money, you keep on spending 10% of it in ensuring that the vehicle doesn't get spoiled.
Because you get spoiled, you lose your investment.
Exactly. But you don't start looking for total return on investment in 6 months.
So you ensure the vehicle doesn't get spoiled, you maintain it, you also fuel it.
Yeah, exactly.
You replace parts.
But however, in the first 6-7 months, you are the one putting money there. That's the reason why I recommend to people that the cost of setting up the station, let's say, is 120 million. Work out what the wages will be, cost of diesel and what have you.
Another running cost.
Yeah. Add it to that 120. Let's say you now have like about 150 or 160 million in the can. So there's no undue pressure when you start that will allow you to be saying, no, I don't want to do that. And those are the things that will ensure sustainability. So you already have that in the can. Are you getting what I'm saying?
I do.
You
100%.
You don't say that I have a bus that I'm using for transport. And you say, whatever you make yesterday is what you are going to make to use to buy fuel tomorrow. Supposing the man didn't make anything yesterday, there are eventualities. Supposing the boss has an issue.
Then you pack it and then the revenue doesn't come in.
Exactly. So you must be able to say, look, 10% of the total, is already in the can.
So before you set out,
yes,
you're advising that would-be entrepreneurs should have in a kitty, like a piggy bank.
That's right.
What they need to run the organization for at least 2 years.
That's right.
Separate, outside of whatever revenue comes in.
That's right.
Such that even if you break even, you may be lucky to break even in 6 months, which is very unlikely.
Yeah.
You will still be okay because you have something to add to whatever you make. And
however, in 6 months, there will always be targets. In 6 months, you should be making money for diesel and some other ancillary requirements. In 6 months. The salary is already there. So don't say because it is... so by the time you hit 1.5 years, you are already becoming comfortable.
Yes.
But you cannot break even until after about 2 years.
So that's one lesson. Give us some other lessons.
Well, in the area of the kind of salaries, wages, most of the stations that are taking off now, the professionals are being, what's the word to use now? Fleeced, if you like.
Really?
You see a graduate who ordinarily, if you went to work somewhere else, you will earn more than, you see presenters being paid 35,000, 40,000, graduates. That's a little bit above minimum wage.
So there's gross exploitation going on.
In fact, there are many stations who are owing salaries of 4 or 5 months, private stations, because of this kind of a problem.
Even despite the poor pay,
that's right.
They're still owing.
Yeah.
And perhaps this could be, in a sense, the reason why we have a dearth of professionals and brilliant minds in the industry.
That's right.
As practitioners, as opposed to what we had in those days, in your days.
Exactly. And then the proliferation of stations, like Ibadan, for instance. We have 34 now. 6 are coming on board, making 40. How are they going to sustain it?
The economy of Ibadan can't even...
It cannot. And we still have more licenses, applications for licenses in Abuja.
And that's why they atrophy within a short time.
That's right.